Hello everyone. So I have a lot of videos on automation and especially automation using nothing but automation rules on Jira Cloud. Now automation rules on Jira Cloud, although they are great and you can do automation because that was not really the case earlier. Uh, of course, automation was an app called from Code Barrel, I guess, and it was acquired by Atlassian. And earlier with Jira Service Desk, they had rules, some automation rules that, I mean, those rules are of course not really uh, great, but there was some capability. And now, of course, we have automation rules that are out of the box. And of course, these rules will let you do automation and basically help you solve problems. But the problem is that using automation rules, you can do things, but not really like a lot of things. And that is a bit concerning. And at the same time, it is also limiting because what Atlassian should do is because this automation rule feature in Jira Cloud, it is like a no code approach, right? Basically, you do things by defining, these elements, components, like what is a trigger, what are some conditions, and what you want to do, like action. Now, the problem with this setup is that you can do simple things and you can have like maybe four or five components, maybe six or seven, but you can't really do a lot when it comes to defining your own business logic with automation. And I do get a lot of questions because using automation rules, you can do few advanced things. Like, of course, we all know about smart values, but smart values is more about, fetching things or maybe iterating over a list. But that is it, right? Or you can also make a REST call. REST call is fine, but you're just making one REST call, and then you receive a response, and maybe you can save or pick a specific value in a variable, and then you can make one more REST call. It is not really ideal, right? You can do things, but it is a bit fragile solution that you're building that is, of course, not really going to solve a complex business uh, like use cases. And in those cases, of course, you have to write your own code. But the problem with Jira Cloud is that you have the option to write code, but using, of course, Script for Jira, not really using any native feature. So if you have Script for Jira on cloud, you can uh, do bit more. I mean, not really bit more, but you can do a lot more because you do have the option to uh, basically define your own logic because it is something by writing your own code and that of course is again based on REST API, right? So Scriptner will give you a lot of extra things if you have to write your own code. But I think there should be an option from Atlassian where I mean, Atlassian should think about it and they should do it. They should basically, I mean, automation is great because you can select a trigger, then you can add some conditions, and you can also maybe modify it further or maybe add what you want to do further in the rule. But I think there should be an option to write code somewhere. I don't really care about the language, but I think if you're talking about doing something in 2022 with some web-based technology, I think JavaScript or TypeScript or Groovy or maybe even Python. I don't really care to be honest, but I think most likely it would be some Java-based language, right? Which is something that will solve. I mean, when I say write code, I'm talking about okay, code to do things within the limits of what automation has to offer. Basically, I'm talking about the ability to define logic. For example, using of course automation rules, you can do if else, you can then do something, which I believe if you give us the option to write code somewhere, doing the same thing but maybe using REST API because automation will take care of the authentication, it will take care of the user part or who's making this call. Something similar to Script for Jira, but maybe Script for Jira will be uh, out of business. I don't know, but I think Atlassian should do it because they don't really have any way to let end users write code in any of their maybe inbuilt feature or with a premium version. It could be with a premium version, but no, I think it should be with all the tiers. Uh, so this is something that will definitely help a lot of people because when I look at the questions that I get, people want to do things with automation, and sometimes there is a way. I mean, I'm not really saying that you can't really do something. I mean, you can do a bit more complicated things, but there is always a limit, or there is always like you will hit a block, like you will hit a wall where you will think that no, it's too much. You can definitely have too many components, but it will be beyond a point. It will be not readable. It will be not really easy to troubleshoot. And when you have code, when you have written code, it is code. Like people, I mean, there is already competency, right? About, I mean, for example, if I have some coding experience, and if you show me a code which is written in TypeScript, JavaScript, Groovy, Java, I don't really care, but I can read it. And if you're using a language which is like a very popular language, then you will be able to find help online, Stack Overflow, Google in general, or maybe watch my videos, right? But having this capability of writing code will definitely enhance or give Jira administrators or consultant like me uh, extra power. All right, that is it. And I'm making this video because not everyone can afford, or not really always afford. I think afford is not really the right thing, but not everyone is interested in purchasing like 10 different apps, right? Even script runner. I mean, I love script runner and I, of course, recommend it. But at the same time, it is not always the case, right? Sometimes you just want to keep things clean, use the native features, and there is no way to like do these automations, like code based on automations. All right, that is it. Bye bye.